The truth of the matter is this.
Welcome.
I don't think a lot of the consuming public knows that, but that is the case.
goatforreal216.
It's just math. Just math.
The podcast.
He's a little bit savage.
All right, I'm gonna stop laughing. We're back.
We're back.
I'm gonna stop laughing.
Nice way to get into it.
You had me. I'm still trying to get over. I'm not over it yet. But anyways, we're back.
We're back.
What's up, Eva girl?
Not much. What's up, Chompy?
Man, so we're on episode 10.
Episode 10, double digits.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, like, they it flies by kind of.
It really does.
I mean, if I had to think, it feels like, we've done maybe 5 or 6 of them, but we're in double digits.
Right. That's 10 weeks in a row we've done this. That's like over 2 months.
I don't know if I've done anything in my life for 10 weeks in a row.
Well, welcome.
I mean, probably some things I don't want to mention on here.
Well,
You know what I mean? But like, as far as consistently, like adulting 10 weeks in a row, like being I'm not sure.
Well, you're doing it now.
Yeah. Thanks to you.
Yes, and speaking of thanks, we want to thank this week's sponsor, Evolutionary Productions. Talk more about that at break, but thanks to them.
Yeah, so I wanted to go over real quick. We are going to do, tell me if I say this right, but we're doing our finale podcast for season 1. We're doing that live.
Woo!
Yeah, and we're going to do it at the Holiday Inn Express, right?
Yep.
In Medina. It's free, so anybody that wants to come meet us and see us and learn about us and have a couple minutes with us and talk about the car business or, whatever's on your mind within reason, we're happy to listen. We're good listeners.
Oh, yeah.
You're a good listener.
I mean, I listen to you every week.
So we're having a live podcast finale, and the link is in the description and on all social media platforms.
Yes, so check it out in all the places. And if you're still confused, send us a DM. We can help you out.
Yeah, we don't have enough DMs.
Speaking of DMs, I'm excited because I've been checking analytics lately on our little podcast.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot of organic growth with views. And so I just wanted to make sure and thank everybody who's tuning in and listening. We're seeing your comments on social media, which is exciting.
Love it.
But I haven't said it in a while. But if you are one of those people, please rate us and leave us a review. It definitely lets us know what you like, what you don't like, and it just helps us do a better show for you. So please make sure you're doing that. You can find us on every major platform, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, all the things. So just definitely check that out.
We're global.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week, we're going to have a guest. We haven't done that in a while.
It's been a minute.
We're going to go to a threesome.
Ooh, exciting.
How do you feel about that?
I feel very ready.
That was way too comfortable for you. Rob. Anyways, but we're gonna have a threesome next week, meaning we're gonna have a third guest.
Woo.
And his name is Juan Rosario, and he is one of the preeminent wholesalers in the Cleveland area. So he wholesales, sells cars to other dealers, somewhere between, he did 100 last month.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pretty. I mean, he's the real deal.
Okay.
Yeah, so, just buys a car from one dealer, sells it to another, makes a little bit of money. He did it 100 times last month. So he's one of the bigger wholesalers, I think, in our region.
Okay, that'll be cool. That'll be a fun guest.
So he's going to be here. He confirmed. He's good to go, and I'm excited about that because he's also a very close friend of mine.
Yeah, it'll definitely give like a different perspective on some of the kind of things we talk about on the show.
For sure.
So
I think it'd be cool for everybody to get all sides of the car business. That's always been the goal.
Oh, yeah.
So, and we are goal-oriented.
We are very goal-oriented.
Correct.
We typically achieve our goals, I think.
Including threesomes. Okay.
Yep.
Eva, do we have any merch?
I mean, I don't know. Have you noticed the thing that I'm like wearing right now?
That looks good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited about white, but more importantly, it's one of our hoodies. Goat for real.
We don't see color here.
We have we have a merch store through Shopify. That link is also in the description of the video.
It is.
And so definitely check it out. It's very durable. I'm very excited about it. I waited a long time for it to arrive. So.
Yeah. Yeah. The one thing you can't get on the merch website is the hair.
But where can you get it?
What? Get the hair?
Yeah.
You can't. It's
You
mine.
shout it out every
Oh,
week.
Seidel's Barbershop in Medina. His
There you
name's
go.
Matt. Yes. God, are they good? They're so good. I'm due though. I'm coming, Matt. I'll be there Wednesday.
All right. Well, now that we got through all of that,
Yeah.
Sean, what have you been thinking about this week?
I have been thinking about, so I did a TikTok. I posted on IG and Facebook too, that the good news for consumers is this. So inventory levels, new car inventory levels are now, as of April 15th, they were up 70% over April 15th of 2022. So the reason I'm excited about that, I'm excited because in heart, I'm a car dealer, and I like the idea of dealers selling cars because that's what we live for. But I like it for the consumer because you're going to start seeing some inventory now, not aging on dealers' lots. I think that they've learned that moving cars, makes them money, moving them quickly. But you're going to see more inventory, not piling up, but enough that I think guys are going to say, let's take a discount on this car.
Yep.
So that makes me happy for the auto industry in general, because it nothing, I was taught a long time ago, nothing happens until you sell a car. Okay. Until you sell a car, a porter doesn't do anything that makes him his, whatever he makes hourly. A salesman doesn't make a commission. A finance person doesn't get an opportunity to earn income. A sales manager doesn't get an opportunity. The detail shop doesn't get an opportunity to detail a car. The service department doesn't get an opportunity to service the car. Nothing happens till you sell a car. So that's why my motto has always been, you take every deal, because then things happen, and motion creates emotion. When you're selling cars, you sell more cars, so I think that this, the fact that now there's 1.8 million new cars in inventory right now,
Wow.
is a sign of good things to come. And I think it's going to force manufacturers to consider rebates and incentives. I know it's going to make manufacturers want to give more incentivized finance rates. But I think you're also going to see dealerships getting a little flexible. A little.
Well, that's good.
I'm already hearing that's happening.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And the DMs and stuff like that, I'm already hearing, I just got, you know what, what brand is not doing much of that, though, is Toyota. Toyota is still like, no. Yeah, so.
That's interesting.
Maybe they've earned it. I don't know, but you're starting to see discounts again. So
we did get a couple of those kind of comments in the live today, actually. Like, I just got this and I saved this. There was a couple of those.
A couple, not on Toyotas. They were like, I paid MSRP.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but, so is it ever going to go back to, are dealers ever going to give cars away like they used to? Yeah, and be aggressive. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think there is a medium that we're going to achieve between pre-COVID car business and COVID car business. And you know what I mean? It's going to be somewhere in between. And it's good. It's good. There's more cars. That's going to mean more car deals. Economy, salespeople making money, dealers, being busy, consumers getting deals. It's all good. It's all good. I like it. I like it for a lot of reasons. And, as long as there's a car business around, there'll be a need for a really cool, hip podcast.
Right? I mean, I don't know what that
if you know anybody that has one,
I definitely would listen to it.
Let them know.
Yeah.
Like, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
This podcast is sunk. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. We're kind of hip. I mean, you're hip. I'm not hip.
I mean, I think we're great.
Yeah, but hip. We're not hip. I mean, I'm not.
I don't know. I think you're pretty hip, Sean.
All right. I'm hip. That's what I wanted to talk about. I think it's exciting. I think the car business is going to turn a little bit. And, car people, just treat your people good. When people start showing up to the dealership again, man, and start to ask for discounts, I know your first thing is going to be like, no, you're taking commission from me. You're taking money out of my pocket. But guys, let's do the right thing by people. Keep the gears turning. Make deals. Make your money in volume.
Right.
That's what car guys, I don't understand. I gotta make X amount per car deal. Yeah, but if you make half of it and sell two at half the margin that you think you need to make, isn't that better? You make two customers. You dig into the market share. You maybe get two trades instead of one.
Right.
You get two doc fees. You get two finance opportunities. I've never understood it. Guy says, I got to make $4,000 a car. Well, dude, I'm going to sell two and make $2,000 a car. And I'm going to move my inventory, which means I pay less costs to hold my inventory. So I'm winning.
And now I'm building all of these relationships with people who are going to talk to their two people, who are going to talk to their two people.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
And but there's still some archaic you know what I mean, dinosaur type thought processes out there. Well, you got to make gross. You got to make gross. Look, gross is great. Gross pays the bills. I'm not saying that. Gross profit is what makes the economy go round, really. You know, but you got to be smart too.
Yep.
You know, make gross twice, but just make half and make 2 customers and make your salesman happy. And he go, hey, just dude, it's, you know, it's not rocket science to me, but some people are still stuck in that old method. So,
Yeah. But, you know.
We're not stuck.
Nope. We're doing just fine.
We're having threesomes and we're hip.
It's going to be some exciting times. But all of this excitement has me ready to answer some questions. So
Right on.
why don't we take a break and then dive in?
I need a break.
Nice.
Okay.
Holla.
Holler.
So, want to thank a company that is near and dear to my heart,
Who's that?
EVAlutionary Productions.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so familiar. I wonder where I've heard that before.
Guys, let me tell you about EVAlutionary Productions. So, it's run by a gal named Eva B in the industry. And so, she is a technical, artistic whiz with a great work ethic and exquisite artistic ideas when it comes to any and all things digital production. If you are looking for somebody to help you remote, or you could be local, Eva has started a company called EVAlutionary Productions, and it is taking off. So you can be one of the beggars. You can add your name to the list. But if you come from this podcast and you say it, I bet you get moved to the top.
I think that's pretty accurate.
I think that's true.
EVAlutionary Productions, helping you create evolutionary content.
Goat Army, what's up? It's Sean P.
And I'm Eva B.
Got a really exciting announcement.
We are bringing the podcast to you live for a season finale recording.
So join us in person, Tuesday, May 9th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Medina, Ohio.
We will be answering your questions live and in person, as well as being joined by some of our previous show guests like Jimmy Vega, Michael Dorencott, The Hammer, or Trisha Payne.
Aside from getting your questions answered live and in person, get the chance to meet me, the GOAT, and Eva B, and talk one-on-one.
We're both very pumped to meet all of you. Be sure to check the show notes and all socials for where to sign up. You need to sign up because there is limited seating available.
Yeah, and the best part is free to you guys.
As long as you sign up on time.
Yeah, holler.
Holla. And we're back.
Again. Here we are.
Again.
I want to thank EVAlutionary Productions for sponsoring this podcast. We are very tight with the people over there.
Extremely. I know them very well.
You know them extremely well. Almost
Yes.
like you know yourself.
Like almost like exactly the same.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just another one of your personalities.
Yep. There's a lot of those. There's still some even you
I wonder
haven't
how
met.
many I haven't met yet.
There's a good handful.
I can't wait.
But also, I know we mentioned it a couple times, but definitely you got all the info for the season finale recording. So check out all the places, sign up. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So today I wanted to focus on the car buying process. So I get, lots of comments, lots of questions, about the process in general, everywhere from why do we need salespeople to, how the process works, what goes on behind the scenes. That's our hashtag on most of our platforms is behind the scenes. That's the idea of this whole thing is to give people a behind the scenes look. And I think we do a fairly good job of that, but still, I know there's questions out there. So we did a TikTok live and we asked people to give us their questions, which I answered on the live, and also going to try to get to some of those here on the podcast too. So.
Yeah, I tried to formulate them kind of in like the similar order to the buying process, but we definitely got some good ones to talk about. I've been studying names, so hopefully I don't mess them up too much this week. I know you love it, but all right, let's jump in. So Jojo Butterfly Love says, what's a well-qualified buyer?
So well-qualified, so when you see those commercials, they'll say, $449 a month with $0 down for well-qualified buyers. So a well-qualified buyer with most manufacturers and lenders is going to be a tier 1 or an A tier, depending on the bank, which usually means you're going to have a 720 credit score, and above to be considered well-qualified. maybe a couple banks are higher, but I would say 90% of them mean, well qualified as a 720 credit score or above. Now, not just a 720 credit score with a couple of JCPenney payments.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well qualified means, you've financed a vehicle before, you own your home or something, you've got installment credit, you've shown the ability to repay on a fairly large amount. So you are now well qualified.
Right, exactly.
Good question.
Nice. All right, next we have Yolis Nicole said, what are the monthly income requirements for first-time buyers?
So monthly, there's not, so really monthly, there's not like, if you're a first time buyer, that doesn't mean you have to make necessarily more than anybody else. So you have to budget for the car. So okay. So here, the minimum most banks want to see in income is, let's call it, really, they want to see at least $2,500 a month. Now, some banks are going to say, $1,800 minimum income is okay. Yeah, but they're only going to give you a $250 payment.
Right.
You can't buy anything. And if you're a first-time buyer, your interest rate's 18.9% or whatever.
At least.
Yeah, so you're talking about a $250 payment. If you make $1,800 a month, you're going to get a $250 payment. Your interest rate's 19%. You're talking about, it's like a $7,000 car.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't finance that car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, please don't finance that car. Save your money, and buy the car or save up for a down payment. So you finance $7,000, meaning come to the table with $5,000. So now you're talking about $12,000 car. Okay. $12,000, you're buying you can buy a real car.
Sounds semi-decent, yeah.
Yeah, something that's going to last you for a couple of years. So I would say monthly income for first-time buyers, you really got to be $2,500 a month in order to qualify for multiple banks. Yes, there's a couple that will take $1,600, $1,800, $2,000, but there's less banks like that, so your chances are slimmer.
Mm-hmm.
And your payment to income ratio at 15% or whatever they give you, someone's only going to be 12% a first time buyer. You're talking about a payment that you're not going to want to buy the car that you can get.
Right.
So, but technically, I would say $2,500 if I had to give you a number.
Okay. Moving right along, B. Martin 1203 says, is it best to trade in a car or should I just sell privately then buy?
Sell privately. There's no question. 100%. The only way so there's a dollar amount where it makes sense. If you're in a state that gives you a tax credit on your trade-in, meaning the car's $30,000 and you did this. You did this because you had a paid off car.
Yep.
But the car's $30,000 and you have a trade-in that's worth $7,000. If you're in a state where they give you a tax credit, what that means is you don't get taxed on the 30, you get taxed on the difference between the 30 and the 7. So you only pay tax on $23,000 instead of $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
So at 8%, you're talking about saving 8% of $7,000. You talk about saving $500 or $600. So if you're going to get $10,000 or if you're going to get $7,500 in the open market, but you're going to get $7,000 from the dealer, it's kind of like getting 75. You know what I mean? So, but if it's close like that, that's the only time I would say possibly trade it in, is if when you include the tax difference, you're getting just as much as a private seller sale, because then you alleviate all the crap that comes with a private seller deal. So then it's kind of worth it. But that's normally not the case. What's normally the case is if the dealer's giving you 7, you're going to get 10. On marketplace. Or I've seen dealers offer $7,000 for a car that's worth $14,000 in the open market, which is insane to me to even make that offer to a customer. It's fairly offensive, but car guys do it. But so I would say 95% of the time you're better off selling your car in the open market. If you can do that and have that lag between selling that car and buying the new car, if you got another mode of transportation, or you don't mind taking Uber for a couple of days, whatever, that's the way to go.
There you go. All right. Next up, we have Malaysia C0 says, can you trade in 2 cars for one? One of them is paid off and the other I've only had for a year.
Yeah. So, and I think I got to this one on our TikTok, but yeah, you can trade in 2 cars. You can trade in 100 cars, you know what I mean? But so what you're going to do is you're going to trade in one car that probably has a 0 balance on it, right? Yeah, one of them's paid off. And what that's going to do is that's going to alleviate the negative equity on the second car. So let's put that into an example. If you owe $15,000 on the one, right, and it's worth 10, you got 5,000 negative equity. If your paid off car's worth 5, you're back to even.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we're going to see a lot of that happening here with people's negative equity situations from paying COVID pricing, you know, and over MSRP and all that stuff. Let's call it chip shortage pricing. That people are going to be bringing second cars to the deal to alleviate some of the traded negative equity that they're going to have. So, but absolutely, you can pay in. You can technically trade in 2 cars with a balance, you know. But again, now if they both have negative equity, you know, you're doing some damage to the new car deal. But you can definitely trade in 2 cars, especially in this case where one's paid off. It's going to do nothing but help.
Nice. All right, next up we have eBits1. How do I ask for negotiations when they say they don't use KBB or Edmunds?
Well, what do they use? No, I mean, you know, like, they got to use something. The reason they're saying that is because those are the 2 higher numbers on that car.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say we use Black Book on that car because for whatever reason, you know, depending on the make of the car and the model, Black Book can be lower or JD Power can be lower, whereas Edmunds and KBB can be higher. Now, I bet you if you took a car in there that Black Book and JD Power were higher and KBB and Edmunds were lower, they'd say they use KBB and Edmunds.
Yep. And they don't use JD Power and Black.
Right. They don't use those other ones. You know what I mean? So, so how do you ask for negotiations? You know, you at that point, it's about, this is what I want for it. Okay. So you don't use those 2 things. Great. This is what I think it's worth because I do use those 2 things. So it's my car. So this is what I would like to get for it. You know what I mean? Now, I would like to see if it's a used car, you know, what are they using to price their car? Probably KBB or Edmunds.
Right.
Why? Because it's higher. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just listen. Don't get caught up in the games. Listen, KBB and Edmunds, well, we don't use those. Excellent. Great. I do. And this is what I think it's worth. So if you want me to buy your car today, I would like to get very close to this. By the way, what do you use to price your cars? You know what I mean? I mean, okay, well, we can go off of that number 2. But, you know, dealers are constantly looking for ways to strengthen their position in a car deal. And listen, we're not bad guys. It's called negotiations. It's, if I have data that helps my car be worth more and yours worth less, I'm using it.
Right.
I mean, so are you. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, at that point, you're, okay, so you don't use those tools. Well, I do. This is what I expect for the car. And just make the dealer work for it.
All right, moving right along. CRW Golf 13 says, are leases coming down anytime soon? They're outrageous.
Yeah, I think so. I think that, again, with the inventory levels going up a little bit, I think that you're going to see some money factors being rolled out there by the manufacturers that are going to make, it's going to make leasing a little bit cheaper. So I do think that they're going to come down. I think it's in a couple of months. I mean, that we're going to see a drop worth talking about. I think it's going to be in a couple of months. Just because, again, so now we're getting into May, then we're going to be getting into June. 24s are going to start showing up. Because now the car show is what? Spring, summer, whatever, you know, early summer, late spring. So by midsummer, the 2024 model years are now showing up. So they have to put something out on the 23s to move them.
Right.
Because the chip shortage is kind of over, or it's getting close to being over. So, but this is a good example of a situation that's going to be indicative of the car business going back to the real car business. You know what I'm saying? Money factors coming out, incentivized on the previous model year, rebates, incentives. I think it's coming. I don't know if it's right around the corner, but it's around a corner.
You know, at least around the block.
Could be 2 corners.
Yeah.
Could be around the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Redog2616.
Red OG.
Red OG?
I don't know. I'm just,
Maybe. I knew I was waiting for you to try to argue me on one of them.
I'm just looking for a reason. That's all. I was just trying to.
I lucked out that they're a little easier this week.
What else could they?
So.
You picked easy ones. You probably missed like amazing questions just because they had an annoying name.
I promise I looked at the questions and not the names.
I don't believe you.
So they ask, what is the average car payment now?
$767 last time I checked. $767 per month is the average car payment last time I checked. Now, that was about 45 days ago. I don't think it's much lower. If it's lower, I don't think it's much lower at all. I don't think it's higher. I bet you know what? Google is our friend.
Google is our friend.
I want to know that one.
And we say this to people all the time.
Yeah, because it's just been it's been a while since I've checked it, and I should know this. Average car payment. Let's go. What was this? April?
April, yeah.
Wow.
Almost May.
Holy cow. Well, okay. So average car payment was $700 in 2022, and I don't see 2023. Okay, so it was $716, then it was $760. Okay, so $730. Well, Washington Post, believe what you want. $730 is what they're saying it is now.
But
So $730.
exactly like you said, though, not much difference.
Nah, I mean, might as well just mail them $767.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Pay it off a little faster. Hello.
What are you gonna do? That $37? Buy a house?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So $730 a month, dude. Is that crazy?
I don't know. I mean, I remember. I don't think a lot of people realize that's the
Wasn't
average.
your parents' mortgage like $730?
Yeah, like that's people I still know right now's mortgage. Like,
I guess you're right. Isn't that's
like it's the same
Yeah.
as a mortgage payment.
yeah, and that's but look, that's the average.
Right. That
That's-
means there's higher payments than that.
That means it's right between 530 and 930
Mhm.
is 730. So there's a percentage of this population that pays $1,000 a month for their car,
Gosh.
and it's a high enough population to adjust the average all the way up to 730. So it ain't like a few people.
Right. It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. I know I'm old, but that sounds crazy to me. Now,
and we've both been in the business, and that sounds high.
it just does, man. Now, look, you come in front of me, I'm going to close you at 7:30. You know what I mean?
If you can pay it, I mean.
If you tell me you can pay it, we're knocking down the deal. But it does seem, again, maybe it's because I'm old. Maybe if you're 25 years old right now, maybe that doesn't seem abnormal to you. But if you're 40 or 50, you remember car payments being under 200. Like most of them, people were like, I pay 300. Like,
Yeah.
what do you drive? You know what I mean? Like,
It's funny that you say that because my first car that I financed, my payment was $236 a month.
yeah.
And that was only in 2018. And people still would look at me, how is it that low? I'm like, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
that's what I didn't do anything special. That's it. But people even then, it was a low payment.
Yeah. So people are paying $8,000 a year to drive a car plus insurance.
God, that's crazy.
It's 10 grand after tax, because you have to earn that money, pay tax, and earn that money to pay it. You know, so it's net, so it's after tax. So 10,000 times, well, so it's costing people $15,000 a year gross to drive one car.
Wow.
How many families have one?
That not a lot.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Most have two.
Yeah, most have two. And then some have three that they share. It's like the family transport car. Ugh.
Yeah,
Man, that's crazy to think about.
it is.
Well, on that, the final question of the day, Cake Sanity asks, will I get penalized for getting a loan and paying it off in 6 months?
Yeah, you will not get a penalty from 95% of the banks. Most of them have a no prepayment penalty clause. However, you will penalize yourself because paying it off in 6 months is going to do nothing for your credit. People think, I'm going to finance a $30,000 car. I'm going to pay it off real quick. And they say it in a way that somehow is supposed to be impressive. I'm going to pay it off real quick. Oh, I mean, okay. I mean, but you're going to buy that car and basically see no increase in your personal credit history.
Right.
Because 6 months isn't an impressive amount of consistency to a lender. 24 months is, and I tell people, okay, so 30,000, you're going to make 6 payments, then you're going to pay it off. I don't understand why you just wouldn't take that money, put it in an account, right?
Save it for 6 months.
Just put it in an account, automatic debit your car payment to that, have nothing else go in there, right? So the money's gone as far as you know, you're not paying your gas bill with it and your electric and everything else, you know, just your car payment comes out and just let it keep coming out. You know what I mean? And get 12, 18, 24, 36, 48 months of consistent payment history on your bureau and improve your credit. You know, I don't understand the thought process. I hear people say that all the time. It's almost as silly as paying cash to me, which I think is also crazy that you would take $30,000 and turn it into 27 in 3 months when the car depreciates. You know, but again, I'm far from a financial wizard, so don't take my advice, please. But yeah, but will you get a penalty from like the finance company or the loan company? More often than not, no, because most of them have no prepayment penalty. So, yeah, so good questions.
Yeah.
You know, and again, as like we thought at the beginning when we started this thing, you know, we thought we would get more, you know, in-depth questions that seem to be affecting people's actual decisions.
Yeah.
So, you know, I hope we're answering in a way that actually helps people, because that's, you know, what this whole thing is for. I mean, Eva likes being on camera. I mean, and we do it partially because Eva just likes being on camera.
Listen.
But I do it to help people. And I think I know we're accomplishing that because we get the comments.
Yeah, we get the comments, and, you know, the questions are evolving just as much as the podcast is. You know, it's not just what's my car worth? What's my car worth? We're getting like more real specific questions about how to better buy.
Listen, I want to meet you guys. I do. I want to meet my followers. I want to meet people that watch this or subscribe on YouTube or consumers, just car dealers. I just do. You know, if you listen to this podcast, to me, you're a kindred soul of mine. You know, we share some of the same values and interests, and I want to meet you. So I want you to sign up for the live podcast event, the finale. I want you to sign up. It's free.
It's free.
It's free. And so I want you to show up, and I want you to ask questions, and I want to meet you.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's, you know, a nice place, Holiday Inn Express in Medina. Our previous guests are going to be there.
All of them?
All of them. You know, who else is going to be there, which is amazing? Rob, the IT guy.
Oh my gosh, Rob.
I knew I was going to get him
Rob.
in. I knew I could fit him in this episode somehow, some way. Rob, the remote IT wizard. We're going to start he's God. He's the IT God. Ooh, that might stick. He's going to like that. He's going to like that. Hey, there's going to be a moment when you guys are going to be alone, and he's going to go, call me the IT God. He's the IT guy. Yeah. So, but anyways, I do. I want to meet you guys. Show up, sign up. We'll send you the sign up thing, the sign up form if you just DM us on one of the platforms. But
yep. But it is in the description on all social media. But yes, like Sean said, if you can't find it, just DM us. We'll send it to you.
Yeah, I'll be up in your DMs.
Up in them DMs.
Yeah.
Well, aside from that, the only thing I have left is to thank Evolutionary Productions again. You know, they're pretty awesome people. I know them really well, and I would love for other people to meet them. So
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening. Thanks for spending time with us. And I hope to see you at the event. Thanks for the questions. This is amazing stuff. We hope we help somebody. Holla at your boy.
Holla.
Hey, Goat Army, thank you so much for listening. We really, really appreciate all the support.
And we would like to thank our sponsor for this week's episode. Your support means a ton.
Now, you can find me across all social media at goatforreal216. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. For additional info, you can check out my bio page, www.goatforreal216.info. Now, when you go to those socials, please do me a quick favor. Make sure you hit the like, follow, and subscribe buttons.
And you can find me across all social media at Evolutionary Productions, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. For additional info, you can check out www.evolutionaryproductions.com or www.evabrettrager.com. And just like Sean P. said, please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe.
Yeah, leave us ratings, reviews on your preferred streaming platforms. And listen, guys, please be honest. Listen, this podcast is not going to be effective if we don't reach the right audience and you don't tell us what it is you want from our content. Be honest, please.
And subscribe there as well. Additionally, for exclusive content, be sure to join us on Patreon, which gives you access to our secret Discord.
We love secrets.
Yes, we do.
Holler.
Holla.
The goatforreal216 podcast is produced by goatforreal216 and Evolutionary Productions. Copyright 2023, all rights reserved. No part of this podcast can be reused or reproduced without written express consent from all parties. For information, please contact Evolutionary Productions directly at evolutionaryproductions@gmail.com. Holla!